Hey guys, I'm Red, and today we are looking at the LEGO Ideas number 66, the Minifigure Vending Machine. The set number is 21358, released in 2025 with 1,343 pieces and 16 beautiful minifigures, all for just $180. And I'm gonna stop talking. Let's just look right at the box. Here is the front of the box, and I really like it. If we back up all the way, you can see all of it. Obviously, it has a massive picture of the Minifigure Vending Machine. Get the logo there, LEGO Ideas number 66. All the way down here at the bottom, you get our highlight, the blue Spaceman. Get our LEGO and our information stuff down there. On the top here, it once again says LEGO and Ideas number 66. Our scale thing is the token, and all of our 16 beautiful figures are displayed. On the left side of the box, it's just another picture of the vending machine. And on the right side, it says Minifigure Vending Machine in different languages. And finally, the back, once again, the LEGO logo, how LEGO Ideas works, and then a massive picture of the vending machine with 3 minifigures displayed, and some features that we will look at later. And then you get our dimensions of the set, of course. Starting us off with our first minifigure is Mr. Rob. He is the fan designer of the set, and I can't pronounce his last name, so I'm just going to put a picture of him up on screen now. And he comes with his little vending machine, obviously, because he built and created the set. And then he comes with a 5-cent coin, which is pretty cool. The figure itself isn't really anything too special. We've seen all these parts before, like the red flannel and the light gray legs, but I always like getting that hairpiece. I think it's always cool. And the stubbled face, I guess, is pretty cool to get as well. And there's 2 expressions where he's super happy. So maybe he's happy like his LEGO Ideas set just got accepted, because I know I would be really happy. And I'll always give bonus points when a LEGO set comes with a mini LEGO set inside of it. It's just like Inception, and I think it's really cool. Up next is just this LEGO Ideas designer. She doesn't actually have a name, or at least it's not listed on Bricklink, which is kind of upsetting. But I actually really like this figure. She comes with this little house, I guess is what it's supposed to be, with its jumper plate as a lawn, and a blue skateboard piece, which is always good to get. I think the highlight of this figure is obviously the torso with the LEGO Ideas logo in the corner, and then LEGO Ideas printed on the back as well. But I also really like the hairpiece. I like that, I guess maybe it's a bun. I don't know my hairstyles very well, but I think it's pretty cool. And then the red glasses look pretty cool. The light nougat legs also pretty cool. And then she also has a second expression where maybe she's kind of stressed out that her LEGO sets aren't getting made, or I don't know, something like that. LEGO Pirates makes return after a very short absence in this basic pirate guy. Again, I'll reuse parts, but I'm never going to complain about LEGO Pirates. I always like getting their swords. I think they're pretty cool. You get the classic red bandana, and then he has a little bit of sideburns on the face there. You can see his jacket is in brown with his red and white striped shirt, red legs, and just plain yellow arms. Of course, there can't be a second expression because when we see it from this side, but he does have a little bit of back printing where you can see the buckle, which is pretty cool. And every pirate needs a captain, so this is the pirate captain. And she comes with this map here, which we've seen a million times before, the basic pirate map. And then she also comes with this flintlock piece, which again, we've seen before, but it's always really good to get. The figure itself is actually really nice. I really like this golden neck piece here. Classic spin on the LEGO Pirates, but this time in gold, which is really cool. I like her hairpiece, the Viking hairpiece from the other Viking Village set, but this time in blonde. White legs, which is whatever. I guess we get 16 minifigures, so I can't complain about blank parts. The torso is really cool. I like the tan, the white, and the red. I think that looks really nice. And if we take off the wig, you can see she's winking, so that's pretty cool. LEGO Fabuland made a return in 2025 with this minifigure here. He comes with the basic LEGO wrench, which, again, we've seen a million times, but never gonna complain. The figure itself has basic red legs, a Fabuland hoodie in blue, which we will see later. But obviously the highlight is this mask up here on the top, which is supposed to be one of the bears of Fabuland, which is pretty cool. I like the eyes and the nose. I think that looks cool. And you can see he's actually sweating underneath the costume. So I like that little detail. I think that's pretty cool. He unfortunately does not have a second expression. I think it'd be cool to have one maybe where he's like stressed out, or maybe screaming from angry little kids like they do at Disney. I don't know. Our second Fabuland minifigure comes with this yellow coffee cup. Nothing too big, but nothing that I'll complain about, because I always like getting accessories, so you can never complain about that. And again, we see the blue Fabuland hoodie with blue arms, blue hands. You know, we get the light gray legs once again. And then, obviously, the highlight is the mask, which is one of the elephants of Fabuland. I like this one. I think it's really cool. I like how the trunk is going up like that. That's pretty cool. And when we remove it, you can see this minifigure has a hearing aid, which is always good to get that side of the head printing. You don't see that too much. No back of the head printing, because that's a waste of money. And then you do get the hood on the back. Here is the return of a classic LEGO theme, Paradisa, released in 1992, but now, once again, coming back in 2025. This minifigure comes with a multicolored parrot, which is always good to get those parrots, and then a lime green camera. The figure itself includes yellow arms and a swim trunk bottom with the Paradisa crop top there. I think that's really cool. Basic yellow head, which we've seen before, a ponytail hairpiece in black, and then a 92 on the back, because Paradisa was founded in 1992, which is pretty cool. And then there is a second expression with some sunglasses, so she can just relax on the beach in her Paradisa pink chair. Our second Paradisa minifigure is this guy here. He comes with a strawberry ice cream cone, and this glass, which is obviously supposed to be for alcohol, but because LEGO is a kid's toy, they won't actually do it. But still, the point's there. That's for alcohol. The figure itself is, again, just a bunch of reused parts, because we've seen this Paradisa shirt in our last minifigure, along with the legs. But with the yellow arms, the yellow head, which we've seen before, and a blue baseball cap. Nothing like too exciting, but I always like getting these random one-offs when it comes to LEGO stuff, so this is really cool to get. And he'll look really cool in a LEGO city. LEGO Castle also has two new factions, like these Griffin Knights here. I'm not going to go in too much detail with each figure, because the only difference is their face, but the shield and the sword are very cool to get. This the shield is a brand new print, which is actually really nice. With pearl gold hands and dark red arms, you can just really tell that this figure pops, and it looks really, really nice. I like the chainmail printing going all around the body, just like that. And then if we remove the helmet, you can see he has a very nice handlebar mustache, which looks pretty cool. And then there is no second expression, because they put all of the budget into the shield. And then the female knight is exactly the same, except for the head, but she has this worried expression, and then this very determined, like she's about to go into battle. The other brand new faction are these Kraken Knights, maybe? I'm not exactly sure what they're called, but that makes sense to me. And again, the only difference is their faces, but I guess the accessories are different. This guy comes with the classic pirate sword, and then this one comes with the Indiana Jones whip. The print for the shield is the Kraken Knights logo, and it's actually printed on a dark green shield, which is really cool. You don't see that a whole lot, but I like the really bright green in the middle, and then the dark blue circle on the outside. I like that. That's pretty cool. Our first Kraken Knight comes with this classic pirate head. Nothing too exciting, because we've seen him in chess sets and pirate sets and a whole lot of stuff. And the second Kraken Knight is just this basic female head where she's super determined, which is pretty cool. And then one of the moments you have all been waiting for, possibly one of the only reasons you bought this set, is the pearl gold Spaceman. Now, I like this figure. He's so good looking. I love all the classic space stuff in gold. It looks amazing. I love the pearl gold legs, the pearl gold hands, the gold air tank. It's just gorgeous, man. I love it. And he also comes with this classic space weapon. And then our other one comes with the walkie-talkie, which is just a beautiful figure. I love how he shines in the light. It's like, oh my god, it's gorgeous. And last, but definitely not least, is our Aqua Spaceman. He was probably the reason most people bought the set, along with the gold Spaceman. But this one comes with another wrench, and then the other one comes with a donut and a coffee cup, which is pretty cool to get. And same thing, just the classic Spaceman parts, but in aqua. Aqua legs, aqua air tank, helmet. You know how it is. It just looks amazing. And here is our current classic Spaceman collection. Obviously, our two oldest ones are red and white. And then the ones that we got most recently are black and yellow. And from the vending machine, of course, are pearl gold and aqua. And this lineup is already looking good, already looking pretty. Hopefully we can add blue soon, because that is one I'm missing. And finally, here is the vending machine itself, and it is just a gorgeous model. I love it. It looks amazing on any shelf you put it on. But we're not even going to start with the vending machine. We're going to start down here with the coins. These 2 coins are printed on 2x2 tile and then placed on a 2x2 anti-stud circle thing. I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but the studs are like that, and then you can just clip it like that, and it'll be smooth on both sides, so pretty cool. We're going to start things off at the bottom here, and look right up at the front, and see this lever here that will move left and right once you throw a coin in. We're not going to do that yet, we're going to do that last, but you can see here's where you would spin it, throw the coin in there, and then it would roll back down into this little slot there. Here, just below that, is this slot here where the balls would shoot out after you throw your coin in. And you can actually see the little ramp where they would come out, which is pretty cool. You do get 2 Nexonite shield pieces in the light gray, which I'll always like. I always like getting those. On the left and right side here, you can see this whole build is actually built using the snot technique. So the studs are facing this way instead of on the top. And I like how they tile it all off. I think it looks really cool. And then you can see they made it as smooth as possible using these slope pieces where they basically close the gap. You can't see anything through that, which is really nice. I love how they did that. And at the base here is kind of the same thing. They close the gap using these slope pieces and then a black base as an outline. On the back here is more of the same, using these smooth off red pieces. You get the studs not on top technique once again, and then the same black base. And then same thing on the right side, studs not on top, black base. You know, just below the glass of the vending machine is this little outline here in red, which I think looks pretty cool. I like the curved pieces that they did here. And then this is actually sticking out just slightly, maybe that's like half a stud. So I like how they did that. I like how they tiled that off. That looks pretty nice. That is only 2 plates high, so that's pretty cool. Technically 3 if we go in the middle here, and then it just goes up with the slope and then follows its way down through the corners. And then the glass of the vending machine is just these massive 8 clear pieces. I'm not exactly sure what they're called or what their measurements are, but all I know is that they come in their separate bags, so there will be no scratches, no debris, no anything on this glass once you take it out of the box. So it's always good to get these massive clear pieces, because now we can use them possibly in our city for maybe a mall or skyscraper or something like that. And then the top here is just a very basic vending machine top with the, once again, tiled off with red. And then using the slopes, they close the gap, so it doesn't even look like you can open it, but you can just very easily pull it off because it's all just anti-studs at the bottom. And there's actually really nothing holding this down except for this piece here in the middle, and once again that. But there's no like friction or anything, so we can just very easily put it on and take it back off because there's no studs. And then looking inside, you can see all of the balls that the minifigures came in. There's blue and yellow, and then there's a clear top piece there. And then obviously this piece is brand new for 2025, which we've only seen one other time in a Harry Potter set. So these are always really cool to get. And if we take out all the balls, you can kind of see how it works. Once you spin the dial there, this middle part will rotate. And if this focuses, it will push the balls more into the middle, drop them on the tile, and then they'll just go their way to here. So once we throw our coin in the machine, you can just push it down and then turn the dial the correct way, and then your coin will come out, and so will the ball, which is really cool. And you can just always recycle it. Throw that in there, take the ball out, spin it counterclockwise one more time, and the ball will appear. And if we look inside while the coin is in there, you can see you can't actually place a coin in there all the time. So I really like how they did that. Now there's a gap just big enough so you can throw the coin in there and spin it again. And if we take a peek inside, you can see the gears moving, so that's pretty cool. So there you go. That's really all I have to say about the minifigure vending machine. I really like the set. It's a beautiful model, but truth be told, I did really only buy this for the minifigures. But since we get 2, I can take one Spaceman. I can take, like, actually, I'll probably use the Fabuland and Paradisa guys in my city. But I'll take one Spaceman. I'll leave the designer with the set, and then have her walk around the city. Like, this will be cool. I have a plan for each of these figures, and it will look really nice on display, and will be a welcome addition to the city. But other than that, this is just a very impressive model. I love these big clear pieces. The balls are brand new, so those are good to get. The coins being printed. I always like printed pieces, so I'll never complain. But it's just gorgeous. I love it. But most importantly, what do you guys think about this LEGO Ideas set? Why don't you leave a comment down below and let me know. And while you're down there, hit like, subscribe. It's easy. It's free. And yeah, I don't know what our next video is going to be yet, but it'll be something pretty exciting. So hopefully you stay tuned.